So I am on my way to go pick up my son from school, and man, I'm telling you, I was just kind of thinking, and I was like, let me hop on and talk about it, because that's what we do. I'm gonna hop on and talk about it, right? So I've been looking at a lot of animation. I look at it every single day because I have, goodness, you lose count after a minute. But I have 4 smaller children that are still in the cartoons, like hyper. So I be watching the cartoons with them, and I am looking at them, and I'm saying, especially on, no, it's not just Nickelodeon, but it's also on Disney as well, where parents don't mean crap. Parents don't have no power on these shows that's on these stations. The kids are the ones that come up with have all the answers to everything. They're the ones that kind of pretty much run the household. They're the ones who pretty much dictate to their parents what they gonna do and what they accept, and the parents are just these bumbling like fools that are in the background, like just to acting stupid just so that they could be able to get a laugh. Meanwhile, the kids are the ones who are the ones supposed to be the problem solvers and the smart ones. And I'm saying, not to say the children aren't smart, but I am saying to myself, what in the world, for wanting to say other stuff but trying to remain out my flesh, but what in the world? And it's so troubling to me. Like, okay, I know you guys are probably saying, come on, lady, it's just television shows, but it's really not just television shows. It's really not just television shows, because children a lot of times, in a lot of cases, children are being babysat by television shows, or their tablets, and by media. They're being babysat, and they watch these things for hours on end. I'm not gonna lie, there are times when I need to get work done, when I am working on my EC4G brand, trying to get it to grow and trying to do what it is that God is calling me and telling me to do, and having the kids at my feet make it a little bit difficult. So I'm not gonna lie, I am a stay-at-home 100% all-in mom, and sometimes I need to get a little breather. So the television, the tablets, they're good mechanisms to make a kid just sit down and chill so that you could try to get something done, right? But the dangers of that is that the children believe, especially kids younger, but on a full scope, children believe a lot of what it is that they are seeing on TV, even if it's just totally ludicrous. They believe it because that's what they're seeing. The bad part about that is that although we instill in our children certain things, friendships, television, media, all of those things contribute greatly to how our children view the world. And then they believe that that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, the reason why I jumped on and said that was because one of my sons, he's at a stage where he's trying to learn himself. He's moving out of little kid and into, I'm not going to say big kid. He's a teenager now. He just hit teenager a few months ago, and just like I believe I spoke on one video about how kids, once they hit 18, they feel themselves and they think that you can't tell them anything because they're no longer technically legally children. They're legally an adult. They feel like they should be able to do and say what they want to, even if they're living under your roof and you're still taking care of them. Same thing goes with the transition from 12 to 13. They feel themselves, they thinking that they got all the answers to stuff. They thinking that you shouldn't be able to tell me nothing because they got it all figured out. And then they watch these things on TV, and I'm not just talking about Disney, and I'm not just talking about Nickelodeon. I'm talking about just all branches of media. they watch these things where the parents are just, even if it's not scripted, a lot of these things like TikTok and all that stuff, you're seeing where adults are just acting like they don't have the sense that God gave them. And then the children are watching these things, and then they're not trusting in the decisions that their parents are making. And then they think, oh, if I was running things, I would do it better. Then they look at the things on the television, and the television is telling them, yeah, you guys would as well. I know I look crazy, you guys. It's just one of those days. But what I'm saying is that, and I'm going to try to wrap this up and keep it short because my son is coming in a minute. What I'm saying to you guys is that it is troubling. Now, my son, me and him have been going back and forth on a phone situation. He wants this phone, but he doesn't want me to be able to periodically, check his phone from time to time. Now, look, I have 6 children. 6 children. Now, one of them is an adult. However, I'm still all in helping him on a regular basis because that's what moms do. Moms do the work of a mother does not cut off at 18. The work of a mother does not cut off at 9 to 5. A work of a mother is lifelong. So I'm still actively holding down 6 children on top of maintaining and nurturing my husband, the brand that I'm building with EC4G, myself trying to maintain my sanity, trying to keep our household in a position, trying to be able to move so that we could be in a house around. Like, it's just a lot of things in the air that I have right now. Looking at my son's phone 24/7, trying to see what girl he thinks is cutest in class is not my priority. He is my priority, but that is not my priority. My priority is, if I feel like something within my, the mother's spidey sense is telling me something ain't right, then yeah, I'm going to check it. But otherwise, I don't care. What is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Saying I don't care is is wrong wording. But it ain't a high priority for me. For him, he doesn't want me to be able to have access to his phone at all. No, not while I'm paying the bills. No, that's not going to happen. If I feel like I need to check your phone, then I will check your phone. He feels like he's going to run it and he could dictate. And I told him, as far as, your crushes and little things that teenagers do, look, the way I parent is, I want my children to invite me in to their world, invite me into their life, and want to share their daily experiences and stuff with me. Now, I understand that everybody has an aspect of their life they don't want to share with someone. So I know, I don't care how great your relationship is with your children, there is going to be aspects of your children's lives that they keep just for them, as we do, and I'm telling him, I just want to be able to, I want you to invite me in. I'm not trying to be intrusive and be, a smother mother and be all up in your mix with things that are not vital to your growth. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's trying to run it. And it just makes me think about, this is the generation that's going on right now where they feel as though parents should not have authority or should not be able to speak on or should not be able to tell them what things is. They're supposed to be able to do it. And the parents are supposed to comply. And that is not the way. Could you imagine if we did that with God? It's been times where we try to. Like, look, God, this is what I want you to do, make happen. You are supposed to, be, we throw back at him. You're supposed to be a good guy. You're supposed to be this and that, but then make it happen. Okay, I'm going to pause this because my son is coming. We're going to pick this back up in a minute. All right. Okay, you guys, so I am back. I just got through dropping my son off. I don't know if you guys are wondering, why didn't you just keep talking? And why is your son not on your vlogs? I don't know if that's a question. that's going through your mind. But let me just answer you on this. We decided that until God says different, we won't have our children on on vlogs and media, any other social media or anything like that. Right now, I just feel like children have so much exposure to so much, and in this area, it's like, no, it should be their decision. And children, especially my younger ones, are not at an age of understanding to where they would understand the ramifications of social media. They would understand that some people aren't nice on. So I just want to keep them as innocent as possible. So, and it's just dangerous having your children on social media and not knowing who it is that is watching them. Or, I know you guys know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So that's why I don't have my kids on my things. So anyway, let me tell you how good God is. And I'm going to try to get back to that. But it all kind of commingles together. But let me tell you guys how good my God, our God, is. Let me see. Address this a little bit. So you know exactly what it was that I was just talking to you guys about. I was talking to you about the back and forth that I was having with my son in regards to his phone situation. I was telling you guys that I, as a parent, it is very, I mean, I am my children's friend, but I make sure I let them know at all times, before I am your friend, I am your mother first. And because of that, sometimes friends will tell you what you want to hear or do things just because they don't want you to trip and stuff. Me as a mother, making sure that my children are safe, making sure that my children are doing the best I can to make sure my children are straight in all levels, all capacities, all areas of their life is my number one. So that supersedes any friendship. And my prayer is that as they get older, and I said this to him at the time when there was frustration on his end in regards to what I was saying, I told him that my hopes is that at some point, as he matures and once he gets older, even if it takes till when he starts having children of his own, there will be an understanding that will come into place for him where he would understand why I'm doing it. That it's not because I am trying to, hurt his feelings, or I'm trying to do something to piss him off. And at the time he didn't get it. But I had to stand in that truth, stand in my parenthood, which is what I'm saying to you all, is to do that as well. Stand in your parenthood. Of course we want friendship with our children, but God gave them to you as your children first and foremost. Friendship comes with the understanding of the parent. And when you are really truly parenting your children to the best of your ability, when you're loving on your children, and parenting, I'm not just meaning, parenting with an iron fist. I'm saying, loving on your children, displaying all aspects of parenthood. Your children will learn to appreciate that, and friendship comes out of that. Because there's a trust that is established. There is a security that's established, which that every child should have with their parent. Now, what I was saying to you guys is, what if we did God the way that, what we do? Like I was saying, it's many times where we're like, no, this is what I want. You need to give this to me the way that I want it. Or even like with relationships, we pray to him when our significant others, or even somebody that we feeling is not where we want them to be, or they're not really they're not feeling us and stuff. We're like, well, no, I want him this way. Lord, you need to do this, you need to do that and everything. Sometimes God, the best way God is going to parent us is going to be our Father, is to not give us exactly what it is we want in the way that we want it. So if we're asking for a man to fit a certain criteria for us that's very important to us, Some of it may be areas that he's definitely really willing to hit on and give to us because it's in our best interest. It's in our best nature. And God is a provider. He's going to do what is best for his children. Okay? But then there's other areas where we may be saying, oh, okay, yeah, I want a dude that's got some thug in him, you know. But God knows that that's not necessarily in your best interest. So he's going to give you a guy, you know, he may give you a guy that has all the other things that are good for you, but he's not a thug. But maybe he still has edge. He's going to do it in a way he sees best for you. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the same thing that I was dealing with my son. Is like I said, he wanted it his way. And I had to do what I needed to do as a parent, which was, in my opinion, the best way. And let me tell you how good God is. So my son wasn't really having too much to say to me for maybe about 4 days. He wasn't having too much to say to me. And it hurt my feelings. I'm strong. And I know the power that God gives me. I am hardcore, full-fledged, 100% all in mother, okay? So it hurts. And I'm an emotional person. It's not hard to hurt my feelings. I am definitely empathic. So I feel a lot on a constant basis. And what I've been praying for myself is, as I walk this journey called life, on my purpose-filled journey, I've been asking God to help me to be able to regulate it, you know. So it's like, yes, I want to feel these things, but I don't want it to consume me because I got life to live, you know. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. The thing is that I pray to God, but I pray to God, and I'm talking to God, and I'm telling him, and sometimes it doesn't even necessarily take words or description about what it is that you are going through. I simply said to God, because in this moment when my feelings first got hurt off of something that he said, and he was not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but it was something that he said that don't need to be shared with everybody, so I'm not going to say it. But it wasn't nothing egregious. It wasn't nothing, like I said, disrespectful or anything like that, but it was enough to sting my heart because of the relationship that we have. So when he said it, it really hurt my feelings, and it hurt my feelings so badly that when I came to God with it, I had no description of that feeling. I know you guys have had those moments. So sometimes it doesn't even take words. When I went to God with it, I simply said, Lord, you know exactly how I'm feeling right now, even more than I know myself. And I'm asking you to step in. I try to do it all the time, but now I'm so conscientious of adding God in the mix of everything. Like putting him in the mix of every aspect of my life, no matter how minute it may seem. He's in my mix, and that's how I want it. So even with something as insignificant as a little spat with my son, I put him in the mix. And let me tell you what God did. He took that mix and he created something beautiful. He created a moment of growth for my son. He created a bonding movement in our relationship, a next level understanding in my relationship with him. So let me tell you, you guys saw I was picking my son up. I'm telling you guys about this situation. He hadn't been talking to me for a couple days. Okay. Didn't stop me from loving him. I made sure that when I dropped him off at school every day, I'll let him know I love you. And this is what I say to my son every day when he gets out of school. When he's going to school. Before he gets out, as he's getting out the car, I always say to him, I love you. Do good things for God. And remember whose you are. And then I ask him, whose is he? And he says he's God's child. So I say that to him every day because I never know what he's going to encounter at school. And I want to make sure that in the forefront of his mind, he remembers whose he is so that he could conduct himself as such. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I let him know I love him, because it doesn't matter what he does. Mother's love, it ain't going nowhere. It's forever. You understand? So even with him being mad at me, I still made sure to let him know that as I dropped him off at school. And then I gave him his space. I didn't try to crowd the situation. I let God do his work. I'm not going to sit up there and pray and ask God to get in the mix, and then I turn around and I still try to take the spoon and stir it. No, I'm going to sit back. I've left it to God. He has the ingredients of the situation that's going on. Now I'm going to let him go ahead and make whatever is going to bake out this situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I did. This is how good my God is. As I'm telling you guys this situation, my son, I told you, let me get off for a second. My son is coming. I'll get back at you guys. No lie, no joke, you guys. As soon as he steps into the car, he closes the door and he says, "Mom." I say, "Yes." His response was, "I am sorry. I'm sorry for what I said to you. I didn't even realize that I had said it before I said it. It wasn't until I saw your face that I realized that I had said it, and I am sorry because I didn't mean it." And let me, before y'all go into trying to speculate, he didn't call me no names or nothing. My son is not stupid. He is highly intelligent. Highly intelligent. His wit constantly impresses me. I love my son. Do you hear me? But he apologized. He let me know that he, and beyond apologizing for what he said, because he could have stopped there. He's a child. He could have stopped there with that. Okay, I hurt my mom's feelings. Let me apologize for that. But I'm going to stand my ground, and this is how I want it to be done. No. God convicted his spirit. God talked to my son on my behalf. I didn't have to try to sit up there and try to stress my point or anything. God did it for me because I allowed him in the mix. I asked him to be in the mix. So what he did was, he said, not only did he apologize to me, but he said, "I completely understand why your position is what it is. And I understand you're just being a good mom to me. And I understand that it's necessary. And I'm okay with that." Jesus, do you guys hear me? Praise report. Do you hear me? It is hard out here being a parent. It is hard out here trying to do the right thing, because we as parents, we want our kids to love on us. We want our kids to like us. And I didn't think that this situation would make my son stop loving me. But you want your kids to like you. But that is what I'm saying. Of course you want your kids to like you. The best way to earn your children's respect, the best way for your children to like and love, is for you to actually be a parent. Stop trying to just be your kids' friends and be your children's parent first. The respect will come with that. The respect will come with that. The friendship will come with that. And that is what God does. God is our Father first. Not only is he our friend, not only is he our confidant, not only is he everything that we need him to be whenever it is that we need him to be it, but he is our Father first. He's going to make sure he handles our business the way that he sees fit, which is best for us, before anything else. And I love him for that, because you know what that means? You know what that equals to? Him being our Father equals to, I could kick back. I could take my hands off of it, because he already got it set. Do we always do that? No, because we were born of flesh. So, when the stressors come on, we constantly are trying to fix it. That's why I said I'm trying to be cognizant of every single day and every single thing to throw God in the mix, because sometimes you get so wrapped up in you get so wrapped up in your situation, you don't always do that. But I am telling you guys how good my God is, because God did it. He did it. He knew what I said. Like I said, I didn't even go into a long out prayer with him. I just simply told him, "Lord, you know exactly how I'm feeling and what the situation is more than I do. Lord, please step into it." And that was that. And that's what he did. He stepped into it. And that is exactly what I want to, and I know that it seems insignificant when I'm talking to you guys about, but Lord, come on, you guys. God is in everything. I'm not going to sit there and only come and talk to you guys about major things that he does in my life. I'm going to try to talk to you guys about the most insignificant things, because God is in everything. He's moving in everything, big and small. Why am I only going to give him recognition for stuff that he does that's big for me? That's totally spitting on what he's doing for me that's considered small in my life, or that's considered small in our day-to-day. The fact that we even having that I'm having this talk right now is a blessing. Do you understand me? So, all that being said, I'm feeling kind of hyped right now, you guys, because boy, God did it, and he did it in his perfect timing. I was on the gram the other night. I just had to jump on there for like a minute or so. I did a reel. Follow me at EC4G. That's it. EC4G. I think it's EC4G Latrice. That tells you how often I'm on it. But I'm trying to get better with that too, because like I said, I'm building God's brand that he's told me to do. Let me clarify that, okay? So anyway, I was on there and I was talking about, and this is going into another thing, but this is what I do, okay? Y'all, you should learn it, okay? This is what I do. I was on there and I jumped on there really quick because I was in a car wash. Maybe I'll post it. I'll probably post it for you guys. But I was in the car wash. I was waiting in the car wash, and the car wash was taking forever for me to do. It was a long line. And, I mean, a really long line. It was Friday. Everybody feeling themselves. You know, they getting ready to go out. They want their car fresh. And that wasn't my purpose. But anyway, you know, the car that God blessed me with, and I haven't talked to you guys about this, but I'll do that at a later date. God blessed me with a vehicle that I named Janessa. So I wanted to keep her clean. So I had to go let her get a shower. You understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? So I'm in line and I'm waiting forever for this car wash. And it just got me to thinking, because God is always putting stuff on me. God is always feeding me, you know, and I always try to keep my spiritual ear open for whatever it is that he has to say to me. And what he gave to me was how easily we're willing to wait on car washes. We're willing to wait in the line. And I hate lines, but we're still willing to do it to get what it is that we want. We're willing to wait in line for car washes. We're willing to wait in like Starbucks. We're willing to wait at stores and stuff. We're willing to wait in line, but then it's like when we come to God, we're not looking for him. We don't want to wait on him. We ask him something, we're waiting on him for something, but we want him to give us instant gratification. Like, no, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for this blessing. I asked you for it now. I expect it now. Make sure you get it to me by 8 a.m. in the morning, as though he is our personal secretary or he's our personal genie. And that's not who God is. That's not who he is, you know. And I know I'm bleeding into another topic that I may hit on later. I'm not sure, but the Spirit is in me, and I'm doing what it is that God is putting on me. Okay, but yeah, how often we want him to give us instant gratification, but we're willing to wait on the world. What sense does that make? We're willing to wait on the world, but not wait on God, who created the world. What sense does that make? None, right? None. So I just want to say to you guys, all that being said, just be a parent. Be a parent to your kids. Trust God's way with that. You know, trust your pit feeling. Do not let your children dictate to you. Do not run your home as though it is Disney. Do not run your home a Disney show. Do not run your home as though it is a Nickelodeon show or a television show as a whole. Not just to pinpoint Nickelodeon or Disney, but just as a whole. Do not run your home like a sitcom. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. God blessed you with your children for you to raise them to be men and women of God, so that they can be raised and produce children that will be men and women of God, that will bless his name, who will give him glory, who will do the works that God puts on them to do. It is your duty as a parent to parent your children, to shape them into good people, God-fearing people that know right from wrong, that do not dictate to you, but understands the inner workings and how things are going to go, because one day they will be adults. And they need to know the principles, and they need to know what it is, so that when they go forth, they can continue to do good works for God. If you are having your kids dictate to you because you're scared that they're not going to like you, or you're not going to be, they going to think that, oh yeah, you're not my friend. Or if you're not going to do your job because you're worried about what your children, if your children are going to want to be your best friend anymore, then you are outside of accordance, you guys. You are outside of accordance. And you're doing your children a misjustice. And it's not fair to them. And it's not fair to God. And it's not fair to yourself, because you're just making things more difficult all the way around. But you're doing them injustice by, if you allow them to parent you. Don't let you be the parent. The parent needs to be the parent, not the children. Okay? You letting them dictate to you what their house or what your household is going to run like, and what they're going to be able to do and not doing everything, is setting them up with the wrong mindset of when they go out into the world. Do you hear me? When they go out into the world. Because the world ain't going to cater to them. The world ain't going to bend down and say, oh, this is how he wanted to be, so this is what it's going to be. The world is not going to do that. They're going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn how to maneuver correctly. And if they're going to be in the midst of a worldly system, they need a parent that parents them under a spiritual, godly system. Do you understand me? So I'm about to go in and get my son this phone. And when I get him the phone, I'm getting him the phone with the app. And we're going to keep it moving forward, because that's what you do. So until the next time, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. I'm going to say please subscribe, like this video, share this video. And then also, side note, like I said, I am in the process of building my brand. Rephrase, I am in the process of building God's brand that he gave to me. And I am trying to do exactly as he wants me to do with it. It is EC4G, and it's different extensions. You can check my podcast out, EC4G Thoughts and Expressions. Just Google it. It'll pop right up. You can check out the apparel line, EC4G Apparel, or EC4G Creations. That's what you would put into your search engine, and that'll pop up. Check it out. Support. As I say, my tagline is, anytime you wear anything from EC4G, you are doing discipleship in everywhere. Because when someone sees what you're wearing, it's going to spark question marks with them. It's going to make them want to seek it out themselves or ask you about it. And then it sparks a conversation about God, which is what is so necessary. People need to get curious about God and then find the answers. You understand what I'm saying? And you could also check out my blog, EC4G Lifestyle, which has a plethora of things on it. So until the next time, peace and blessings to you guys. Go out there, parent your children, love on your children, and discipline your children. All right? With love. All right? Out.